afternoon. Adonis here. Just got off work. Not a bad day. Could be worse. Um, Earlier, about 2 hours ago, I had to go to a different site to help out a coworker. Um, nothing crazy or anything like that. There was a procedure that she never did. So she asked if I can like shadow her or just watch over her and just kind of like instruct her how to do it. So, but no, besides that, not too bad. A job there, and then going back home. The one thing when it comes to the Pro 17, I will say is definitely the battery life is fantastic. Although I still charge it, at work, I notice like at least halfway through my day, on my Pro 13, it would be pretty low. But like now with this, it's about 20% difference or so. Definitely noticeable difference. I don't know if it's 20. It's more than 20 for sure, but it's a very nice improvement, I would say. And then when it comes to my order, I'm still waiting for my details. They haven't, because I guess it's supposed to be shipped in was the beginning of October from Apple. Um, 'Cause I was trying to check if it's not showing up the details for it. I guess they're still processing it. I suppose. The only time I've ordered a product off of Apple was when I got earlier. It was back in March. I ordered a refurbished M1 MacBook Air. Um, just because it was that. Well, it was looking at that or the base uh, iPad that came out that month, which was I think it was an A16 or I don't recall the model, the name for it. I think it was just labeled iPad, but it's weird how they have the labeling for some of the product names. But going off the chip, I think it was 819 maybe A16 819 one of those. Um, but yeah, I ordered that. I don't recall it was long like a long wait time for it, but who knows? Uh, or it might actually the wait time might actually be linked more to the Pros 3 than the laptop itself, just because both are going to probably be shipped at the same time. So I'm not too sure about that. Uh, I guess I'll have to see in another week or next week if they update the shipping status for it. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I've been watching a bunch of like videos for, like regarding like the M4 versus like the M1 part, like the lineup M1, M2, 3, 4. Um, well, it seems like a lot of people were comparing the pros. Like, although I bought a MacBook Pro, I didn't buy a Pro chip, which granted a Pro chip was like what was it like $400 more for the Pro chip, which was like I don't know, like sure it's more power and like it's way more better of a chip, especially looking at all the stats and comparisons these people I was watching. But I'm like, in the back of your head, it's like I don't need all that power. Like that's literally overkill. From what I do on a daily, that's overkill. It just like they're like, oh, hyping up, like the M4 Pro, and it's like, well, I got the M4, but I mean the M4 chips, it's good for 99% of people. It just I think the Pro and above is more for like rendering, 3D modeling, stuff like that, like way more intensive, which I don't foresee messing with stuff like that. Um, well, I mean, probably the only thing maybe would probably be like gaming, possibly, but I mean, even then, I would say like, the M4 can still handle it. Based on what I was seeing for the M4 MacBook Air, I mean, it was still performing good. And like I said, although I got the MacBook Pro with the M4 chip, non-pro. I mean, with the additional fan, I didn't, I found out. Correct me if I'm wrong. The M4 Pro chip comes with two fans instead of just one that I got. I mean, it's my first time ever buying a MacBook, and I mean, first time buying a Pro MacBook. You know, so I always heard that the Airs were fanless. So with the Pros, they had a fan, but I didn't know if you had the improved chip, it came with two fans instead of one. I thought it had two fans, but if you have the M4 with the Pro MacBook, it's one fan, and then if you have the M4, it could be the previous generations too. It's the same thing, but if you have, I guess the let's say M4 Ultra Max, it comes with two fans versus one fan for the Mac or for the M4 base. I was like, okay. Ooh, I didn't know that. I mean, for me, like one of the main thing was one of the main things I got the MacBook was for the fan versus like the fanless design of the Air, right? But uh yeah, it's when you do the comparison and the things I've now experienced a MacBook and how good it is. So I was looking at the history of them, like from like the first MacBook till current, not current, but like I think up to like the M2. And it's like, man, like Steve Jobs, he was a visionary, but fortunately he passed away. I mean, I don't know how old he was when he passed away, but I think that I would say he passed away too soon. For a genius like him, he passed away too soon because who knows how even if he lived, three more years, I mean that'd been 3 years, um, more generations of like of his visions of the MacBook and other products, right? So, um, yeah, because I think 2016 onwards, that's when like the MacBook look we have now started to be formed better. I was looking at the previous MacBooks, I'm like, oh, those are some interesting designs, to say the least. But obviously, after years and years gone by, they start to look at what we have now. Those the standard MacBooks we have now, right? The design, but it was interesting looking at the old ones. We came a long way, but the thing is, when I've watched these videos and look at the comments, people are like, "Oh, I'm still running my like 2016 MacBook Pro or 2019 or just like 5 years plus." I'm like, man, like with the Intel chip, not even with the M chip, like the Intel chip. I'm like, I mean, either they're literally just web browsing and just watching movies. I can't imagine like those old of laptops are still running solid to like mid to high performing tasks. Like I can't see that, especially like I said the Intel chip. But I mean, granted, it's a pro computer, but it's like I don't know. I mean, granted, I don't think I don't recall them like talking about what they were doing. Just they're like, yeah, I have the. I remember one comment was like, yeah, I'm still running like the 2016 Intel Pro computer MacBook and still running solid. I'm like, that's. I mean, that's great, you know. Or like there's comments where like I'm still running, you know, whatever generation was before the M1, and it's like still running good. Like I'm not upgrading or even ones like it's crazy looking at the comparisons. Like M1, like yes, there has been improvements. Like compare M1 and 4, there's been a lot of improvements, but the base like M1, like that was a very good computer or laptop when it came out because there was a lot of people in the comments, a lot of the comparisons I was watching, like they were still saying like they didn't want, they didn't even want to upgrade because the one laptop they had was still so good. Like man, like obviously there's certain departments that M1's lacking now, but like what you would use 99% of people would use their laptop for is still a solid laptop. Crazy enough, right? And it's like, hmm, Like I can't imagine like get like having an older computer, let's say 2016, and upgrading to like the M1, and it's still multiple years later still running like a beast. It's interesting, but I mean, shout out to Apple for their innovation, and even with like the Mac OS updates, just having everything a lot more efficient. Hey, I mean, they knew what they were on when they made the M chip and everything, because yeah, I mean that's why I was like, for me, I always was wanting to get a MacBook years ago because of what how good the reputation was from Apple and their MacBooks. So yeah, I mean, I'll see in a few weeks how good it is. I'm sure it's gonna be like almost 90-day difference, but like I said, we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, let me know your experience with if you have a MacBook, what generation you have and how solid it is for you and what you do on a daily, weekly basis. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. See ya.